The Foley House Inn was built in 1896. The woman who was responsible for this house was Honoria Foley. Whereas it might seem as the entire property was built all in one go, that isn't actually true. In fact, the building at 14 Hull Street is two joint structures, where the eastern part was built in 1896 and the western part built 4 years later in 1870. One of the stories that is told around Savannah is that of a gentleman who was trying to court Miss Foley. This so-called gentleman booked a room at the inn and would often try to make a move of Honoria. Honoria, however, could not be tempted into any sort of love affair with the man. She wasn't having any of it. One night the enamored suitor snuck into her room while she was fast asleep. Startled, Honoria grabbed the nearest thing to her, a candle holder, and swung it with all of her might. The heavy candle holder struck this guy in the head, killing him instantly. This popular story goes on to say that she was friends with a different man, who happened to be a mason and carpenter. He allegedly helped Miss Foley hide the man's body in the wall of the inn. So, what is the real story about the ghosts that haunt the Foley House Inn? And who was the poor guy that was found stuffed into the wall? CEO and founder of Ghost City Tours, Tim Nealon, started conducting major historical research to get to the bottom of this homicidal mess. In his words, I started looking into the story, digging for any dirt which may help bring the actual events to light. Well, upon going to the Georgia Historical Society and looking online, I found out that the truth about the events surrounding the Foley House and Honoria Foley are quite complicated and intriguing, and of course there are key details which refuse to be known, leaving the story incomplete. During construction in 1987, workers tore down a wall and discovered a skeleton inside of the wall. It is believed this poor guy was the victim of a murder, his body hidden in the wall.